Welcome to NWA USA Episode 4. Okay, show. We had one match for the Junior Heavyweight Championship. We got several video packages. And we got, how many matches? We got 3 matches. No, we only got 2 matches. I'm sorry. 2 matches on this show. Wasn't bad. Didn't hate it. But I will say that, I wish there was a little bit more, to be honest. But let's go through the numbers here. The opening is with Raven and my woman, my baby, Natalia Makovich. Here's the problem. And I'm sure people can say, dude, you got a problem with the bombshell, Natalia? Yes, I do. I am an honest reviewer. As I've said, I may be one of the smallest reviewers on YouTube, and barely anybody watches me unless it's something so obscure that someone wants to see it. There you go. Because everyone goes to JD, Just Alex, Solid Monster, The Sleg Daddy, Wrestling Inc. Podcast, whatever. I'm like one of those rare niche ones that I'll do the same thing as them, but then when I do something very niche, I don't know. Anyway, my baby, she looks damn good looking. She is rough in the ring. What she did to Paula Blaze obviously proved it. And what happened with her with Mackenzie Page, that also proved it as well. But mic skills, not good. Now, mind you, this could be a translation problem. Understand, I do believe she's either from Ukraine or directly from the Soviet Union. If she's from Ukraine or the Soviet Union, either one, she has to think in her own native language and then say it in English. That is something that does happen. I've met people who go through that at least once or twice in my life. So if she has that little pause, it's like she's trying to basically think in her own language and then translate to English. Or, which it could be actually, she's just not very good on the mic. She just isn't. She pauses way too much. It's like she's trying to think about what she wants to say. And that kind of throws you off. Yet, she's damn good looking. And she's rough as hell in the ring. But her words need to be more flowing. She doesn't flow all the time. There's moments when she's off the cuff and she flows. And then she's not. But this is about what happened with Kenzie Page. And basically after the fight they had, Tim Storm basically said, you know what? I'm going to suspend Kenzie. I think that's what he did. He suspended her. He didn't say how long. She's not there. And Natalia's happy as hell. And she was asked about what's going on with Raven. Is that her daddy? She says, this ain't my daddy, it's my friend. And understand, I have to say this because of the way I look. Oh, no, better yet. Her head, her shoulders. Boom. That is Natalia. And she says, because of the way I look, I have to explain it. I got me a daddy. I got me who pays for my bills, who pays for my trips, who pays for my clothes, who pays for my stretchings. In other words, getting her, if they're not real, implants. Have to say it. I got someone already, so I don't need him. But she did say that's her friend. And then Raven basically says, you know what? The decision, because Kyle Davis asked him about that decision, he says, you know what? It's cool. He made the decision. I can't really gripe him about it. But honestly, I can gripe him about it because he makes no sense. He should be living in the street. He should be a damn poor man. And I should be having what he has. He doesn't say it that way, but that's what he wants. He wants to be the managing director of USA. That's what he wants. It's obvious that's what he wants. And him doing that, it is obvious. Fine. They will eventually have to have some type of showdown in USA. It's going to happen. Either on USA they're going to have a showdown, or it'll filter over to the next pay-per-view they're going to have. I'm just saying. Then we got our first match for, one of the 2 matches we had on the show, which was Sal versus, what was the guy's first name? I can't remember. It was Lockhart. And this is for the junior heavyweight qualifying match. I believe that's the last one going into the tournament for the qualifying matches. It was a good match. I actually liked seeing Sal be more aggressive. Sal's always been this. He wasn't being aggressive. At one point, he was hungry. I think maybe I'll say that. He was hungry. And he decided to try to eat Lockhart's hand and then do a little bit of joint manipulation, which is actually a good thing. It's good to see that he diversed. But you win. And he's in the middle of the ring, all freaked out again. And Kyle Davis stayed with him to try and get him over. Now the question is going to be, how long will it be before Kyle, not Kyle Davis, Danny Deals, I don't know why I said Kyle Davis, Danny Deals gets kicked to the curb or sacrificed for Judas and the Sinister Minister. That's what it's coming to. Now, we did get an Austin Aries sighting who makes it very clear the next match is me and Luke Hawk. I believe it's Luke. And I don't care who you are. And I'm not here to pass any torches. Luke, you ain't going to get no torch. I'm here to make championships mine. That's why I'm here in NWA. I kind of wish he was on Power than he's on USA. Let's be honest. Wouldn't it be better to see him going after the 10 pounds of gold, Sweet Charlotte, than going after the Junior Heavyweight Championship? I'm just saying. We also got the Fixers showing up with Ricky Morton and talking about his son Terry going to have a match against Kobe. And the Fixers come out saying, hey, we respect you, other than Wrecking Ball, who's ready to eat his face or scream at him, and he has to get his mouth covered. He's saying, look, we're not here to start a fight with you. We're just here to make sure everything is fair when Kobe as well as your son face one another. That's it. We're watching you. That's all. Okay. There's nothing wrong with seeing a third generation from Ricky's side and a second generation on Kobe's side, at least until you see Hawk Ari basically get their butts kicked because Kobe didn't like basically PJ. And they call in the Fixers, who then, well, no, let me crank that back. Kobe's talking to PJ, and then George South. Is it George? Yeah, George South, his dad, gives him a chair shot to the back. And then he calls it Fixers, and then there's a fight, and that's the end of that. Not bad. It wasn't too bad. Finally, we get the last match of the night, which is British Invasion versus the Strictly Business. Guys, tell me, let me ask you a question, a little bit of an idea. What would you rather see? A match of Strictly Business dealing with British Invasion, or would you rather see Nick Aldis going against Chris Adonis for the national championship? And I'm not taking anything away from Anthony Mayweather, the Crimson, because on, Power Trip, it's going to be in February, he's getting a shot against Chris to get that title. But I'd rather see Nick Aldis. Wouldn't it make better sense there? I'd rather see Nick Aldis go and get that title because it makes better sense for him if he's not getting the Sweet Charlotte again immediately. Let him go after the national championship and then go after Sweet Charlotte again. Unless he's going after the TV title, which is the lowest tier instead of the mid tier. I'm just saying. The match was good. And I got to say this about Doug Williams. I've seen him maybe once or twice before he left and stayed in Europe, because next to the videos I have for Genesis 2006, I did manage to see maybe once on TNA back in 2010 or 11 before he just was gone. I believe that was the last time he was on Impact Wrestling TNA. And I always thought he was a very interesting wrestler. And you could see the Catch as Catch Cam match we had when he was in the ring. He made Chris Adonis look like a bitch. Let's be honest, Chris Adonis, the Master Lock himself, is not a great wrestler. He's got a great look. He's got a decent to good personality compared to whoever he works with. He's got a decent to good personality. He's okay in the ring, but he's no ring general. You look at Doug Williams, he can wrestle his ass off. He was wrestling, and the guy's probably older than I am. He's probably 53, 56, I think. No, how old is Doug Williams? You guys tell me below. I don't remember. He's either about to turn 50 or he is already past 50. The guy looks good in the ring. Yeah, he may get tanked, but his ring awareness as well as his ring work is great. He may not be a fast-paced wrestler. He may not be a high-flying wrestler. He may not be a high-impact wrestler, but he's a very good chain wrestler and thinking wrestler. That really made the match very interesting for me. Will it make it interesting for you? No. Counting on anyone who thinks like that. Let's be honest. It counts on if you like that type of wrestling. A lot of people still like the high-flying, high-impact. They're not interested in seeing catch cam type of wrestling all the time, because if they did, they would be watching Doug Williams than most of the people on AEW or Impact Wrestling or even WWE whenever they're able to do what they do. In the end, British Invasion wins, but what do they actually gain? I want to see Nick Aldis go against Chris Adonis to get the damn national championship, which will give him something. I'm just saying. This was an okay show. I did enjoy it. The fans were mostly lively, at least until the end of the show. They were pretty loud, at least in the beginning to somewhere in the middle, at least a little bit. But I'm not going to lie. The people there are not the most loudest people, particularly with the amount of people that's allowed into that area, because it wasn't very large before the pandemic, and now it's even more confined to a certain extent from what I could tell. But it wasn't bad. You could watch this, if you check on YouTube, you'll have about maybe 35 minutes to 30 minutes. You'll like it. It won't be great, but it won't be boring. This is just me, and I hope you enjoyed the Zane View. Please give me a comment below, and I will be doing my Royal Rumble review. And I don't do previews, particularly with all the stupidness that's going on in Royal Rumble. And everyone, I still hear people still saying that Cody's going on to the Royal Rumble. That they're going to be doing something great for Mickie James. Particularly after what she said on Impact Wrestling. Guys, where does Impact gain working with WWE? What does AEW gain working with WWE? Goose egg. Nothing. Vince doesn't give a fuck about Impact. Doesn't give a fuck about AEW. Vince wants to care about Vince. I'm just saying. Peace.